Anyway, moving on to another heavyweight fight, which could be
now this fight
could be very interesting.
This is going to be a slobberknocker.
Slobberknocker. Denny special behind the fucking Dipsy dumpster. Somebody gets it done. Roy Nelson will be going up against Cheick Kongo. They're going to be fighting over a blood diamond. And who do you got?
Okay.
Who do you...
And I'm the fucked up one of this fucking combo, huh?
Anyway, Who do you have in this? This is interesting.
Roy Nelson, dude. He's way too polished of a striker. His ground game's nasty, and Cheick is not. In my opinion, Cheick has gotten away with a win or two here in the end that just hasn't looked the greatest. And on top of that, I'm not a fan of that dude at all. So I want Roy Nelson to fucking dust him off.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I agree with you, man. I think Roy Nelson is he has that way of just kind of using his weight and getting on the inside and using his and I think that is something that Cheick Kongo we saw with Pat Barry. You know, obviously he I don't know if you want to call it lucky, but he ended up pulling that off. But you just see
he got lucky. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
He got lucky.
Because if his foot doesn't fall into that crevice in the corner of the cage, Cheick would have fallen down. Instead, he got the plan off that and just destroyed Pat Barry. But still, Roy Nelson right now is slated in. The UFC has him ranked at number 7 in his weight class.
Yeah, I mean, Roy Nelson is just, I think, you know, and Cheick Kongo is not like a Frank Mir where he's got all this body weight and he's got some range and stuff like this, but I don't see him having the power, and Roy Nelson is a short target. I just think that he's going to get on the inside and work. Like, he's going to barbecue the shit out of Cheick Kongo's ribs. Not that they're already not barbecued.
The other thing when you fight Cheick Kongo, you don't have to worry about takedowns. You don't have to worry about submissions. You don't have to worry about any of that shit.
No, and you know what? He just might grab. I mean, Roy Nelson in this fight, in my opinion, has a lot of ways that he can win. And to me, Cheick Kongo doesn't have a lot of ways he can win. Roy Nelson can take him to the ground and pound. He can dirty box him. He can fucking knock him out by getting
right there. What you just said, that's how I honestly see how Roy Nelson's going to do this. To eliminate Cheick Kongo's length, I think Roy Nelson's going to get inside, muscle him up against the cage, and you're going to watch 15 minutes of him just beating the shit out of him on the side of the cage.
Right. I see this fight being stopped I see it being, I think it might get, I seriously go on a limb and say Roy Nelson.
Jesus Christ, dude, just pick a fucking something and say, that's all. God bless, man. Write that shit down if you have to.
That sound like Mushmouth.
Good God.
Did I sound like Floyd Mayweather?
Baby Jesus.
Floyd Mayweather Sr.?
Anyway, exactly. You could go be a boxing coach and a good one.
I couldn't get it out of my mouth, man, because I'm kind of torn. I don't know where I want to go with this.
Your mouth full of what?
Shut the fuck up. I didn't know where I went. I didn't know a mouthful of marbles. That's what that shit sounded like. I didn't know where I wanted to go with this fight. But you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Roy Nelson's going to finish it in the second round.
See, I think this fight's going to finish when they ding that motherfucker at the end of the third round.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to Roy Nelson, UD.
Yeah, and stuff. And I will say this: I think the longer the fight gets in, especially depending on Roy Nelson's conditioning, it could start to swing towards Cheick Kongo. You know, but Cheick Kongo doesn't seem like a guy that has tremendous amount of stamina either. You know, to be so lean and tall. You know, comical, brash, and sometimes politically incorrect. The Uncut Sports Show. Non-traditional sports coverage delivered the way you like it by your uncensored co-hosts Kevin White and George Bedford.